Hi everyone, this is the second video of Bases Excel series taught by Professor York. These videos are brought to you by Daniel Levy and myself, Afaf Berjawi. Today we're going to go over nested parsing functions. In our first example, we're going to extract the last name. Based on your previous knowledge, you would think to do this using the right function. However, there are better methods to do this so that you can use it for various examples rather than just the Samantha Brown example. But we're going to go ahead and show you why the right function isn't necessarily right for all these examples we have in front of us. So we're going to do equals right. We're going to select our cell, which is A26, and there are 5 letters in the last name Brown, which is the number of characters we are selecting, and we hit enter. Our result is correct. We extracted the last name Brown. However, when I pull it down, which to pull it down, you just double click in the bottom right-hand corner of this cell. It works for any formulas. You can see our last names are misspelled, and that is because there isn't 5 letters in last name Reagan, there isn't 5 letters in last name Blair, so on and so forth. So with our new formula, we're going to be able to tackle that. So I want to introduce len, which stands for length. It is basically the total number of characters in a cell. So as an example, just to show you it before we put it in our longer formula, equals len, select the cell, close your bracket and hit enter. So you can see it returned 14. So this is the total number of characters in Samantha Brown. So characters meaning letters. And that's what we're going to tell, what we're going to tell Excel in our formula. So let's go ahead and get started. So again, we're looking to extract the last name, and we're going to use equals proper. We're using proper just to, you could not in the Samantha Brown example necessarily, but you can see in Gunter Gloop it's all lowercase and we want it to be in the correct format. So we're going to put proper, we're going to say right because we are pulling characters from the right hand side of our cell. We're going to select our cell, and then this is where we put len. And select the cell one more time and make sure you close the bracket with len. Okay. Now you're going to subtract search. We want to tell Excel we're pulling from the right, and you're going to continue to move over until you find our space. So search, open bracket, find text, so put quotes, space, close quotes, comma, within text. We're still in the same cell, E26, and our starting number is just our first character. So go ahead and close that up and we should be okay. Yes, so result is last name Brown. Double click in the bottom right hand corner and you can see it is correct for all of our examples here. We have the first letter is uppercase and all last names are spelled correctly and they are complete. So now we're going to go ahead into a little bit more complicated of a formula. However, it is essentially same where you're going to use the same method. So this is going back to the incorrect method. That's why it's in red. We're going to try to tackle this with the right and left functions and show you guys exactly why this isn't the best way to do it. So we have, we're starting with York, comma, Thomas. We want to convert it to Thomas York. So in other words, we don't want last name, comma, first name. We want first name, last name. So we are going to have to flip the first name and last name from our original cell. So a way to do this, if you were to do it solely for this example, would be equals right, select your cell, and there are 6 letters in the first name Thomas. So that's our right function completed. You're going to put an ampersand, open quotes, space, close quotes, ampersand. That's just to put the space between first name, last name. You're going to start left, select the cell, and there are 4 letters in the last name York. Hit enter. So our result is correct. Once again though, like in our previous example on the wrong side, it's spelled incorrectly. We have extra commas. It's all over the place. So since we want a formula that we can use for multiple examples, we're going to go back over to our len. So let's go ahead and begin with this. So same example, go ahead, equals right. We're over in this cell. Put our len formula in, which is just len, and the text. And again, len, if you saw, let me just go over here, is replacing the number of characteristics. So instead of putting For example, in Samantha Brown, we had 14. In Thomas York, we have 10. instead of putting the actual number in our cell, we're letting Excel decide how many characters we have in the entire cell. So after you have right, select the cell, put len minus search here. Instead of searching for the space, we are searching for a comma. So search, open bracket, quote, comma, close quote. We're searching for it within our Thomas York cell, so go ahead and select that. I'm going to start from the beginning, and then I'm going to put a -1. The -1 you'll see later on. I'll show you guys what the formula looks like without it. It's to accommodate for the space in front of Thomas, which we want to pull to the front now. So that's one side of the formula done. We're going to go ahead and put an ampersand, open quotes, space, close quotes, ampersand, and start with the left to extract the last name. So start left, go ahead and select our cell. You can type it in. I tend to click on it. Now again, with our number of characteristics, Excel reads from left, so that's fine. We don't need our len for this section. We're just looking for our search. We want Excel to, again, look for our comma. Look for it in this cell and start with the first character. And over here we have a -1 as well, and that's to accommodate for our comma. Let's put this extra bracket in. Okay, so you can see our results are correct. I can double click in the bottom right hand corner, and it is correct for all of our examples. So if we're comparing, obviously here we have many mistakes, and here they are correct for all of our examples. And that's just about it. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I was talking about with the -1. If I remove the -1 from the end on this side, you can see I have a comma after Smith. So that's why I had put it in to adjust for that. And it would have worked the same if I didn't have the comma and I had a space instead. I mean, not that you notice the space at the end, really. If I remove the -1 in the right-hand side of the formula, you can see here with Bob Martin, I have a space in front of the B. So really it's just for formatting and keeping everything nice and pretty. So that's correct. That concludes our session for today. I hope you found it helpful. These videos are in conjunction with Professor York's in-class lectures, and we hope that you find them helpful. Feel free to give us feedback on all of our surveys, and if you have any questions, go ahead and send an email to our base email. So thanks guys, and have a nice day.